Hi everyone, Chaz916 here at the Newsdesk. Welcome to my new RPG channel. What will you find here, you might say? RPG gameplay, tutorials, maps, world building, game news, first looks, reactions, reviews. Basically, everything TTRPG. Solo, co-op, DM, and GM RPGs. Your comments, questions, and suggestions, as always, are welcome. Please put them in the comment section below the video. Okay, so I thought to kick off my new RPG channel, I would begin by taking a look, with a lot of commentary, at the stuff that I've already posted on my Instagram. Okay, so you'll find the URL for that in the comment section below. Okay, so let's kind of get started. I have a lot to cover here. Okay, so first up, the Magician. The Magician is a character background that I created for Dungeons & Dragons. Basically, it's exactly what you would think. It is a performer who performs legerdemain, tricks of illusions, and sleight of hand. Okay, covered the skill proficiencies, tool proficiencies, equipment, features, suggested characteristics, and options. And hope you guys like it. It seemed to be well received. Here it is again. Slightly different, but mostly the same. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to cover these probably a little quicker than I would like. I also wanted to do a shout out for Shard Tabletop. I'm hoping that I may be putting some things up there later. We shall see. Okay, so next we have Fey Touched Paper. Now, this is just basically ordinary paper that at some point has been touched or exposed to the energies of the Feywild. And basically the paper just went, it's just way, way bizarre, wondrous, crazy. Okay, so it does things like movement. It will fold itself into shapes. It'll fold itself into half and clap. It basically, it can fold itself into a ball. It might crawl across your tabletop, wiggle, shake, all kinds of stuff. Also, it can produce strange scents. Maybe ones you're familiar with, maybe ones you're not. Make noises, change colors. It also does things like burst into flames. Sometimes it just disappears. Sometimes it shreds into confetti. It is just very, very weirdly touched paper. Okay, so let's move on from there. Next, we are going up here to the town of Bridgestead. Now, in my D&D world, this is Stone Rim, which is basically a town in the mountains. It's about halfway up between the floor of the basin and the upper part of the rim, where there is a group of mountains. And it's a settlement. It was established by humans and dwarves, and it's pretty well thought out. I built it here in Skyrim, or at least I built a abstract of it. Actually, I built several bits and pieces of it abstractly. What I mean by that is not according to my world, and the descriptions will vary. Okay, so I don't want to talk too much about this right now. We're going to move on. We are coming up next to a map that I created years ago. I used this to play space campaigns using D&D and also some other gaming systems like Gurps and Champions. So this is partially inspired by a Gurps campaign book called HumanX. And it was a source book that they wrote based on a series of books, I think. Hard to remember back that far, but it inspired me to create a section of space where I could run my own D&D and RPG games. And this was it. I created the Gurzon Empire, the Tabaxi Free States, the Lauren Rift, which is a fascinating area, the Third Terran Commonwealth, which is a Terran human type civilization, the Trael, the Hortray, and the Horem, and Hypespace. And we just had a great time with this. It served as the setting for many campaigns. As you can see, there's tons of places here that are numbered, but they are all interesting areas in themselves. So, wow. And tons of cities and towns. Was a great area. We had a lot of fun, and we are, I am hoping that maybe some of them out there will see this and will get in touch with me. I would love to trade stories. Okay, so let's move on. Next, we have this one. I'm going to start with this one. And this is an abstract of a temple that's in Stone Rim. And here I'm calling it Grimmer Shrine. And it was and is a great little area. It is a temple that has a large room. And let me go ahead and move to that. So we are going to go to this one. Here we go. Now, this is an abstract, but in my D&D world, this is a conference room with tables. And you'll see this little statue here. And basically, when it's set to the correct runes, it casts a spell in the room of True Spell. And this is the room where people go to negotiate contracts and alliances and all kinds of stuff. And it's done right here at the temple. And this was the idea I came up with. Here I did an abstract of it, just to remind myself. Okay, and let's go move on. So it had other things, such as an arch and a number of other things that were fascinating and fun to play. Okay, so moving on, we are going to Sargos. Sargos is an area I created in my D&D campaign, and it's basically about an area of the ocean where an island rises to the surface, and they called it Sargos. And I actually played this island in several different ways. The island itself was raised up out of the ocean, not by nature, but by let me see if I can find it here. Here we go. Was raised up by Sirens who inhabit this cave. And basically, later by necromancers who did basically the same thing as the Sirens did. They drew ships to this island. And we had great fun with this. The island itself is filled, literally, filled with wreckages and things for people to investigate. And because of some of the strange connections that have been woven around this island, some of these have dimensional doors in them, portals to other places. And, well, it was just a really fun place that we had a lot of fun in. And I created it in Skyrim. And, wow. Wish you were there. Maybe you'll be there on the next one. Okay, let's move on. I could rattle off on some of these for ages. Okay, next. I want to talk about the 1D&D playtest stuff. I did a number of videos on it when it first started, it was called 1D&D, and I was really hyped on it. They were talking about this was going to be the D&D for the future, which is what I believed when we first started, and I got excited, and I went to my local game store, and I was telling them all about it, and I wanted to get people to, join with me, and but as the playtest moved on, I lost interest. Because I was disillusioned, okay? It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, which I thought was going to be a new system, one for the future, new mechanics and new ideas. And what they did was they just took the old D&D and polished it. I was really disillusioned. And I basically stopped following it, and I didn't follow it much beyond that. But let's move on. I don't want to rattle on about it too much. Okay, so what else can I show you? Okay, don't want to do any more of the playtest stuff, so we'll move on. There's plenty of this stuff there. You are more than welcome. I also cover role-playing news, and here's a good example of it. This is about the D&D basically decided that they were going to change their gaming license, the OGL, and there was a big deal of hoopla about it. I checked out everyone's sites, everyone's thoughts. I checked all kinds of sources, and I made a video about it and my own thoughts about it. You will see more of this kind of stuff, commentary, and heads-up type news. Moving on, let's see. Okay, next is this guy. This is another one of the things where I did an abstract for a part of my world. This is the ruins of, and I'm not going to give the name because I'm currently, I still run the starting area that this is in, so I don't want to give anything away because it is one of my starting areas. So I won't tell you what its actual name is in my world, but only that this was a workup I did of it in 7 Days to Die. And again, it's very abstract. I think mine is much, much better because I spent a lot of time working on developing and refining this stuff. Okay, so let's move on from here. Let's see what else we have that I can show you guys. And moving up. Of course, there are reaction videos that I did when Dungeons and Dragons was going through the playtest. I watched each of these things that they did, all of the Earth Arcana, and I commented on them, and you will continue to see that kind of content, but it will be in my RPG channel now, just so you know. You'll know where to find it. Okay, what else do we have here that I would really like for you guys to see? Okay, this is an example of something that I was working on, which is Protofay. It's a language that I developed from a language, and you'll have to check it out because for some reason it's just no comments. I'm not sure what happened there. I may have to recheck that one. But it's a language that I developed and incorporated runes. Actually, I used a Tokipona, which was a language that someone created, and I added runes to it, and I created Protofay, which in my world is the language for the Fae, or the pre-language for the Fae. I don't want to get into this too much now because there's going to be more on that coming later. So, let's see. And you guys know, I hope you know, about the village project, which is basically, here we go, you'll see these all over the place. The village project is my abstract of a village that's in my world, and I am basically building it in 7 days to die. It's a work in progress, and I don't want to get into this too much yet, because there's going to be more about this very, very soon. But just so that you know, I'm going to continue building things in other game systems, but all of the RPG stuff will be put in the new channel. Okay? Just so you know, that's not ending, it's going to continue, and you're welcome to join both channels. And finally, we end up here at my news desk. That's what this is. This is me, and this is my news desk. And before I go, I just wanted to thank you guys for your patronage, and I hope that you like the work that I have done in the past, and I hope you'll enjoy this channel. I'm going to be putting a lot of work into it, and I have a lot of stuff in the works for this channel. So again, welcome to my new RPG channel. Bye for now. Thank you.